Hello everyone, welcome back to another tier list video. You guys seem to actually enjoy these types of videos, so I plan to do more of them. Today we're actually going to be ranking the Warioware characters, and their viability, I guess. Again, this is all in my personal opinion, so leave down in the comments which picks you agree with, which picks you disagree with, and why. And, let's just, chat, why not? So we're going to start out with F tier. We have Dr. Crigor. If you saw the video that Andrew and I did... No, that video got deleted. Oh man, yeah, I had to redo Dr. Crigor. He's very hard to control, I think. He's a very floaty character. He kind of swims in midair, which is fine, but then he kind of floats down, and it's very hard to gauge sometimes how fast you're going to be, and then the float speed and all that. And yes, you can just fly straight down. I don't know. I just have not good memories with Crigor. Cat and Anna I have perfectly fine memories with, but they're constantly jumping. And yes, that's their gimmick. That's cool. Every character needs a new gimmick. But Cat and Anna, oh my gosh. Like, if you need to do something and you need to go from point A to point B and it's a horizontal shift, Cat and Anna probably ain't going to get you there. Because they're just jumping constantly over and over. And sometimes it's hard to control something that's really precise when you're non-stop jumping. But besides that, I really don't have any other gripes with those two. So D tier, we're starting out with Cricket. His ability is he can jump. I'm like, okay, that's it. He's very easy to control, but sometimes you need a little more oomph than to just jump. You need some kind of ability or something. Which, I mean, Cricket will get the job done, but, gotta add a little excitement to it. I have 9-volt in here because he's constantly moving left to right, and the only way he stops is if he grabs onto a hook, or if he runs into a item on the side that he's moving. So if he's moving right, if there's a block, he stops, shifts, and then starts going left. So it's very hard, again, to control, kind of like with Cat and Ann, except I like 9-volt because it's horizontal. It's very hard to control, and you can stop him by hitting A and just popping the yo-yo up. But if you need something precise, that's tough. 9-volt is not your best call. And then Penny. I really like Penny. Andrew does not really like... Andrew hates Penny. And I put her in D tier because it is very confusing. It messes with your brain. When you need to go up, you go down. And when you need to go left, you go right. The sticks are inverted. Unless you hit A and you hover, and in which case the sticks are no longer inverted. So it's very, very tricky on the brain when the stick is inverted, when the stick is not inverted, and how to move, and what the best call is. Because sometimes the best call is to hover, and other times you gotta move. So that's whatever. Next in C tier we have Pyoro, or the Red Bird. I really never learned how to say his name. I think that's how you say it. He's really, really cool. You get to move with him freely. There's nothing weird about him except his tongue. It launches and it only goes a certain distance, but if you hit a wall or something stops his tongue, it'll actually ricochet off of that and go to another angle, which I think is really, really cool, although it is really, really hard to control if you need to get something like, in an area, in a specific little sector. It's very tough, but I do like Pyoro. I also like Mona, but she is non-stop moving. Now, granted, she has the best of both worlds between Cat and Ann and 9-volt. She's constantly moving, but she can go up, down, left, and right. And the only way to stop her is to throw her boomerang. So Mona has lost Andrew and I some lives in the Warioware game just because she's constantly moving, and either we're not paying attention or we can't recover quick enough. But Mona is really good and really useful. And then we have Lulu. I'm pretty sure that's her name. I'm doing this tier list weeks after the Warioware game. We finished it, and every time you hit A, her pigtails go into a helicopter little thing. It's really cool. She also floats down. If she can ground pound, which is really, really cool, but she floats down. That's why she's at the top of C tier. I didn't know if I had to put her at the bottom of B tier or top of C tier, so that's kind of where she is. Now we're going to start out with B tier. We have Dribble and Spitz. Only reason they're not higher because you have full control of them. You have a little pew-pew shooty gun. And the only reason they're not higher is because if you need to shoot left is dribble, or if you need to... Yeah, left is dribble or right is Spitz, you can't. So if I need to shoot left, I really can't. Andrew needs to use his character, whoever it is, to get my left side, and I can help him on the right. So that's the only reason they're not higher. Then we have Red, Ashley's little devil. He just drops bombs. He's really cute. And he's in B tier. You think, well, he can only drop bombs down. That kind of, is very limited. Well, he can fly up to the top of the screen. So as long as there's nothing above him, Red is actually very viable. And his bombs are smaller, so they can get into crevices where he can't. It's really cool. We have Master Mantis. This is Cricket's just better version, as he is the master and Cricket is the student. He jumps, and he jumps higher, and then he can walk on the ceiling, which is really, really cool. Sometimes messes with my brain. There's nothing new with the stick. It's just like, whoa, now he's on the ceiling, Maybe it's more of an eye adjustment. I really don't know. But I think it's really cool. No attacks, really. You just got to be careful when you're on the ceiling or when you're on the floor to not jump too high and then stick to the opposite of where you are, because that has happened and that has been very annoying. I don't think it's lost us a game, but, it's crucial sometimes. And then we have 18 volt. Andrew loves 18 volt. This is probably his favorite character, maybe besides Mom. Is it 9 volt? I think it's 9 volt. No, 9 volt's the kid. 5 volt. Yeah. 18 volt's really cool. His only thing is he can't move, and that's his whole gimmick, but he can shoot little discs from his head, which is really, really cool and really, really useful. But if you need to move, you're kind of screwed. But I think that him shooting the disc and the control that you have over that really outweighs any bad. Next, we're moving on to A tier. We have Oberlon. He's the alien, and he sucks up anything and everything. I have won games by just going up to the top left corner of the screen, holding A, and then swooping to the right. That is not a joke. I have done that. Again, he can't do anything above him, but I put him at the bottom of A tier because anything he can do on the ground makes up for what he can't do in the air. It's amazing. We have 5 volt. She is asleep, and then you use her little sleep thing to teleport her, and that's also her attack. Really, really cool, but also can get really, really bad because if you need to teleport immediately, she has to be on solid ground, and she needs to teleport into a open area. So sometimes that does backfire. We have Jimmy. The only reason he's not in S tier is because sometimes his control is a little weird. You pick a direction, you hit A, and then he does a little disco move that way. And sometimes it's really hard to calculate. He floats down. As you can tell, I don't like floating characters. But he floats down, and sometimes you just need to move up. It's really, really, really odd, and I don't know how to explain it. You can spam A and a direction, and in which case you can just zoom with Jimmy. But sometimes it's very odd to get something done with him. I mean, again, he's an A tier, so it's not terrible. I really like him. And then we have Mike, probably one of my favorite characters that's not a main series character. That's not a human, at least. I love Mike. He's a robot made by Crigor. And as you can tell, we went from F with Crigor, from A to Mike. He can't do anything below him. He's kind of like... He's the opposite of Red. He can't do anything below him. He has to have everything above him. So if you're at the bottom of the screen, you can just press A rapidly and slowly move to the right, and you can kill or complete the task, whatever you're doing. Kill the enemies, complete the tasks, push the button. You can do it with Mike, as long as it's above you. And then we're on to S tier. Wario is actually not the best character because he doesn't have control of up and down. You can move him freely, up, down, left, and right, but he can only dash to the left and to the right, which most games you don't need to move up or down. However, sometimes it is beneficial, but Wario can basically do any minigame in his game, and as he should. But since there is one character you can control up, down, left, and right, and an attack with it, I gotta give it to Ashley the Witch. She can move, she can attack in any direction. This is the all-around character. If you need to get something done, and you want control, you want all directions, you want an attack that comes with it, you don't want to be confused when you're, with the sticks, whether it's inverted controls or something that changes the screen. Ashley is the chick. She's probably the most simplistic character, but she's the easiest and probably most overpowered character. in my personal opinion, easiest to control, easiest to do anything with. So that's my take on this. Again, I want y'all to look through this list. What are some picks you really don't agree with? What are some picks you do agree with? And just let me know in the comments, because you guys seem to like this, so I'm going to keep making it until you say otherwise. Thank you so much for watching. I'm just going to try and do tier list of random games. If you guys have any suggestions, also leave those down in the comments, and I can make a tier list on whatever you suggest. So thank you so much. See you in the next one. Peace out, everyone. Laters.